Found in the dark, broken and scarred. You were there for me. Gave you my heart, it was a part. You were the one I needed. Love like this is really hard to find. Guess I met you at the right time. Found in the dark, broken and scarred. You were there for me. Gave you my heart, it was a part. You were the one I needed. Love like this is really hard to find. Guess I met you at the right time. Gave you my heart, broken to pieces. You fixed it again.
잘 됐네.
But I wonder can let you in. 'Cause I love you but I can't see through. Found in the dark, broken and scarred. You were there for me. Gave you my heart, it was a part. You were the one I needed. Love like this is really hard to find. Guess I met you at the right time. Found in the dark, broken and scarred. You were there for me. Gave you my heart, it was a part. You were the one I needed. Love like this is really hard to find. Guess I met you at the right time.
잘할 수 있을 것 같아. 과연? 나쁘지 않아요.
먹으라고 말을 해줘야지.
맛있는데?